Guys on the Stoic Temple YouTube, join our Telegram group here.
The truth is found to be lies, and all the joy within you die. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
We got similar look, Nelson Cuggy. What's up? IMC Base One Instagram. How to become an AZD IMC Guardian. Post. Pin. That way everybody knows what we're talking about. What's up? What's up? These are for people that want to be an IMC Guardian. People joining. All right. Regulars. We're also live on Zoom, as you know. Stoic Temple, people on watching, click that, join that. All right. A girl joined IMC Base One, mostly men's Instagram, but girls are welcome to private message me. Excuse me. We'll record. What's up, everybody? This is Open Gathering. I'm Yogi Chris, PhD, founder of Ninth Bloom Yoga, captain of IMC Nation, streaming to you from IMC Base One. 5 bases right now, many bases in the works. We have Andrew Valencia here from Base 3, Los Angeles, for his Guardian training. We have a bunch of high-level guys on the Zoom stream right now. Instagram's live, YouTube's live, and the recording gets posted. Shout out to apprentice Rudy or staff member Rudy. He clips it up and makes the thumbnails and everything for you guys to watch later if you're watching it later. So shout out to Rudy. Everybody should get to know everybody in IMC Nation. Really tight-knit group. Like I just had an experience with Tony K on the last lecture. Dealing with a female. Like, it's good to be part of a tribe. The other day, my main girl who lives close had another fat bitch that was at her apartments that, you know, was picking a fight with her and had like 6 or 8 brothers show up. Because I thought, because the girl and her guy were like staring down my girl and like, and she had talked violent, whatever. So I came jogging from the coffee shop. I was about to buy some groceries and I texted the chat group, you know, I need some guys to show up at my girl's place with me because I didn't know what it was going to be like. I had in my mind something worse. And it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be part of a tribe when they all showed up like that. I have like 8 guys standing on the side and I'm just like yelling at this random bitch. So, and I just came from a lecture that was intense. Who was on that? Tony was on that. Man, Tony, that whole silent flute lecture was so intense because I did like an exorcism practically, like on the lecture. This demon shows up in the form of my girl. Meanwhile, I have my other main girl on, and the other three girls that I'm with are also on, plus a couple other girls, and then like three staff members. And so then she's getting real tight about the drama that she's creating because now all these other bitches are seeing her go through this drama. So now she's getting super introverted and insecure about it, which I get it. I get it. I mean, I get it. I could only be so compassionate with that. I was like, man, that's got to be tough. And I'm over here grilling you and about something because she had wrong tonality, this or that. And I don't know. I'm certain I didn't handle it like absolutely right, but it ended with like, man, so many good feelings, heart explosion. I did one of these. I was like hand heart because it was just like so opening. She's like bursting out laughing, like the whole thing released. And so I was glad for that because for 25 minutes, it was so tense. I'm like, I'm about to lose all these bitches because they're seeing me mishandle her. She's going psycho. I'm about to break up there. I was about to like send her out on her own. Oh, man. It's almost like slingshotting around a planet, like where like rockets slingshot. It felt like because a slingshot, you risk crashing into the planet too. To slingshot, you got to come real close to basically entering the atmosphere and descending, but not close enough that because the friction of the atmosphere will make you sink because it takes away your velocity, and it's that velocity that's keeping you in orbit. If you slow down, you'll just fall. So, but if you're not close enough, then you don't have a slingshot effect. You're just in orbit, or it'll throw you kind of out into space. To really get the slingshot effect and be sent in the direction you want to go in, man, you got to be real close so you feel that G-force as you're slingshotting around, but then not far enough that you get thrown off. Not close. Anyway, so it was like slingshotting these girls. And sometimes it goes wrong, and sometimes it goes right. And there's a science to it, though. Just like slingshotting around the planet. Like, if it goes wrong, there's a reason. If it goes right, there's a reason. It's not random. It just might be random to the unaware person. Or seems random, but it's never random. Okay. So why am I even saying all that? So that's where I'm coming from. And then here we are streaming open class right after Divine Reflection. Many of you were there. I don't see too many new faces. I think essentially everybody here was on Divine Reflection. And then we got people on the streams. So what do we talk about? I mean, I'll start off with any questions, comments, feedback, dialogue. If there's anything anybody, I think people get in the habit of showing up to streams, but maybe not so much participating. So I want to give that space. I think at some point Sultan will take over. He says he has a migraine, but maybe he'll feel better. He says he'll try to feel better. I guess he really wants to talk. I do too.
I can say something, Captain.
All right, let's go, Tony K.
Man, Jaeger Dev, I haven't been showing up to dance beast camps for like, I think a good year now. And although I've been making things happen out here, I just kind of felt like a wall within myself. So I came
out here in Wisconsin. He's from Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm in Wisconsin. I did what ACD and Chris told me to do. I created a tribe out here and attending some of the VIP events. I applied what I learned, and I've been doing some shows out here myself. And although I'm making things happen and it's been great, it's still not IMC Nation. So I came out to a live beast camp and I attended 2 of my first private moments. And I look forward to hearing what Andrew has to say tonight about his. But Lieutenant Guerrero's yesterday, man, as much as I don't want to do one, now I know I have to do one. You get that feeling.
Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue in here too, because I know there's some open class people like on Instagram or whatever. So just briefly, I'll say the private moment is an exercise you do in front of a live audience of your peers. It's a very basic exercise. And if I described it, it would probably sound a little too, it would go under the radar and over your head at the same time. But it's very basic, just like living privately in front of an audience and practicing relaxation and pretending like the audience isn't there. It's a very powerful exercise. And so Tony's saying that this last weekend, he saw 2 IMC guys do that. One of them is here. then we'll get to hear from him. He's here live behind the camera. And then the other one is lieutenant, which is a rank in IMC Nation, a high rank. He's one of 4 lieutenants currently. I'm captain. It's a higher rank. This is like whatever, just to get the idea of the hierarchy. So there's a whole hierarchy. It's a huge organization with officer ranks. So Tony's saying, he'd seen them online, watched them through the Zoom camera, someone do the private moment. Being here in person, very different. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, 100%. And thank you for reminding me. I forgot this is on different platforms. All I can say,
it's my, here, because I don't know that anybody else that does these open gatherings will go live to a YouTube or an Instagram, and I'm doing both right now. So most of the time, whoever you see on the Zoom stream, that's who you're talking to. So I have, little extra tentacles out there. So just keeping everyone in mind, not to lose the audience if they don't know what a private moment, lieutenant, this or that. It's a bunch of words that like they start to maybe lose it.
Yeah, and the people thinking about joining AZD's daily class can kind of see what goes on at the advanced beast camps, because watching it online, I always said, is a 10. Being live online is 100. Being out there in person is 1,000. Like, I felt things I never felt before. And you think about things that you do behind the scenes that you might be embarrassed about. Well, this gets it out there, and it gets brothers who might be going through something a little better or worse than you see that it's okay and how you deal with things. And all I can say is attend a Life Beast Camp and attend Private Moment. It's life-changing. That's all I got to say.
Got it. That's great. I can imagine what you're saying, definitely character qualities, things that you're embarrassed about, how you react to things, or even me to this day. I was just telling my girl earlier that I still have so far to go, but in the sense of, an ideal perfect being. I'm so far ahead of the common man on earth, perhaps. That's what I think. But I mean, I'm measuring myself against retards. I'm not going to brag about how smart I am amongst a bunch of autistic people. So I need to I have more to go, but cleaning through it, lots of unconscious patterns that become conscious in this lifestyle of living with other men, and, staying conscious on communication, holding as a high value and a high priority your communication with each communication, each person you communicate with, because it's not about them, it's about you. If you're in communication with them, it's you. And then there's a very real evolution that happens as you focus on any task, any skill with focus and consistency, you get better at it. And this is a very, very intimate, integrated skill, communication. I mean, this is the human skill. It would be like I was going to say it's like a cheetah running or something, but it has an instinct to run. We don't have an instinct to talk because the cheetah is going to run whether a parent shows it how to run or not. A human's not going to talk if no one shows it language. You don't just come up with language out of nowhere. All of a sudden you know English because it's in your genes. It's not. It's in your genes to learn language. Very interesting, actually. This is a very interesting subject, but that's a tangent. Thank you, Tony Kizmiski from Wisconsin. All right, anybody else got anything? Questions, comments, feedbacks? Tons of people on. A few cameras on. On the YouTube stream, they only see the cameras on, so it only looks like 4 or 5 people are on the Zoom stream, but there's a bunch of people without. Dang. All right. So Andrew, you wanna partner up here? Tag team this stream?
Yes, sir.
This bitch. Jaime Galliena. You do the left side? I want to do the left side. I want to do the right side. Or maybe it's easier to do the other way. Whatever. Okay, Andrew Valencia from IMC Base 3, Los Angeles. Here for Guardian training. Residency is first week. First 24 hours you stayed here. You were just here at the camp. And we saw your private moment. There's a lot that could be said. You've been at base 3 for about a year, which is like a whole evolution, just living with other guys, alpha guys, pickup guys, player guys, beasts, businessmen, guys that got their shit together, but want to get it together even more, high achievers. So that's this whole evolution. You've been on a lot of camps online. You've been to a few in person. And so you just did this last one in person. It's been an ongoing evolution. So you've never been better than you are now, and you're never going to be as bad as you are now ever again. And then you did your first private moment, very, very good first private moment, relative to a bunch of guys who all had very good private moments. So it's a pretty cool organization to be doing that with. And then here you are, staying residency. We don't have furniture here. You're sleeping on the floor. You're about to be on our schedule, our bathroom schedule, our kitchen schedule, and just how we run things like monks, urban monks. And we got things to talk about too, but just kind of pacing your reality up so everybody's up to speed with it. And, not looking for anything in particular, but anything you want to share, ideas or experiences or thoughts that you've had, even leading up to this, your interactions with Kusei Oracle, who's a high level guy, the IMC, essentially the base leader of base 3, and all sorts of the road to getting here, and then also while you've been here, and the road you're looking at, like what you see in the future, anything like that is, on the table.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yogi.
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, so far from my experience that I've been here, it just confirms that I'm in the right path, of other things I've applied that AZD has taught, right? Based on like how he speaks about his experiences, the way he overcomes certain situations, any obstacles or any challenges. When you hear him speak about it, it just confirms like, wow, like I'm actually doing this. Because when I'm over there at base 3, I'm applying this on my own, right? But I'm not sure. I'm still like not sure if this is the correct way. But once he puts it into words and you're here with him, he's speaking about whatever it is. It just confirms like, oh, like everything he's teaching, it makes perfect sense to me to better myself and actually get that communication, be at in that level that he's at. That's the ultimate goal that everyone wants to achieve. And it makes perfect sense. Like everything that I've so far seen, like today in the morning with the journal, he was, for those that were there, and he, he pretty much read what he wrote in 192, like just so long ago.
Yeah.
Like, and now he's like living that, and he's that, but in another level. It's just like, it was mind blowing. To me, it was mind blowing, amazing. How he had that, man, gift, passion, that vision, and he's all about it. Like he's that. And now he just has the communication lines to teach it. And to me, that was just like, Jesus Christ, But yeah, it confirms that I'm in the right path for my character development, spiritually, of course, because this is honestly the ultimate goal too.
Well, what was it that was confirming it? Just like seeing him in person and his how he teaches?
Yeah, like like, how could I say this? How could I put it into words? Like he's so, like everything that's in his mind, well, that he, like when we were going to the strip club, he was.
Oh yeah, you were in the vehicle.
Yeah, I was in the vehicle with him, and it was me, Yogi Chris, Chris Cruz, and Oracle. And right there, he's talking about, like, damn, I'm gonna face this woman, and I feel like resistance. I don't want to face that, but I have to because that's you could say that's a way to free yourself from that karma if you didn't have a good relationship with that person. But I'm gonna face it this time, do it in a way where it's gonna not do a bad effect, you could say, into the environment, into yourself. So hearing him say all that, it's pretty much like with anything in life, you know, like it to me, that was like, damn, like he also has that we have, like myself, if I'm gonna face you in something, or I don't want to talk to you about something because something happened, right? Like just an example.
Okay.
And then I gotta face you, and then I'm like, oh, the resistance, so afraid.
Totally.
You know, so that's type of freedom, you know, type to free yourself from this
in context.
Yeah,
doing it in a strip club with the stripper.
Yeah.
And with all these other strippers and the owner and 15 of your guys around, and because I mean that's hard enough to do just one-on-one when you're in private with someone. Like do it publicly, and how it was done was so magical. It wasn't just like how a normal person would think it was done. It was with vibes, it was body language, with attitude, the frame of mind that you carried into the situation consciously, intentionally, and then the communication skills that made it happen. But it was all those pre-communication skills. Yeah, exactly. You said that, like everyone around to face that, and just like, if nothing is, honestly, from the outside, from my point, my view, like, damn, like how he looks so joyful when he was just like speaking, like, damn, I gotta face this, but he's just like so freely and moving. And so it's a great demonstration. So then anything else since then? That was Friday night. We had the party, we had your private moment, and now you're here residency.
So far, I mean,
it's brand new, so there's nothing
much, but I would say the journal is what from today's class was,
and that was after class a lot. He really went into it, of several journals that were old journals, a couple decades old, 2 to 3 decades old, some of them, and just seeing what he was writing about, so similar to what he says now, albeit less refined vocabulary or syntax. It was just less developed. You can imagine you work with the same ideas for a while, you get more developed with it, develop it better. And so it's just seeing how that's manifested also, and putting it into context, your own journaling, seeing some of his notes from learning from mystery, just making the whole timeline more real, which makes your own timeline seem more real, more tangible. Like you can really sink your teeth into it more. It's not just, the future seems very cloudy, and when you're in the future and you're looking back, you're like, man, if only I had known this or that, and if I had just done this or that. Like there's that existential question of like, what if grass is greener on the other side, kind of thing. So like he was showing us with the journals today, start at the end, and how we can all start at the end with our journaling and our life. And I'm very interested in applying journal process some more. I need more rest in the morning. I take naps after meditation, after shower. Sometimes I able to stay up, and I usually watch Cosmic Disclosure, but lately it's been a habit to take a nap. So I need to get to lockdown sooner and get to sleep sooner for the quality of the morning process. And all right, well, cool. And then we were talking about production today, so Guardians, it's a step up in responsibility. I see some guys here, Andrew Tomahawk Valencia. Valencia got the nick. That was dope. How do you think about that? You like that one?
Actually, when I didn't know what it was, but it makes, to me, I was telling actually TK, there's been some time where I was like, damn, I'm looking for like some kind of name, right? Like a name, Andrew Drewskis, it just doesn't, I don't like it. I even had some talks with Pyro. I was like, wow, what kind of name I could get? And it was interesting that AZD just said that. I mean, I'm into like that Aztec culture, into that Native American stuff, music, powwow music. And when he said that, I'm like, I didn't know what it was, but once I did my research, I'm like, wow, it has to do with that. So I like it, honestly. I really like it. I think it's fucking sick. And when he just said that, it's like, wow, this is what I wanted. Like this, I was looking for AZD. I'll even say like, I want to ask AZD, hey, what would be a good name for me? What will you give? What name will you give me? And he just said it like just naturally, like so to me it was those. So I like that name. I
There you go.
like Tomahawk.
All right, Tomahawk.
Yeah.
What was it saying? Oh, we were talking about production, being a guardian. Some of you are guardians. Typically, guardians live in bases. There are a few guys doing guardian training not currently in bases, Chris Lopez and Adam Maksud, the doctor. Everybody else that's done guardian training lives in bases. About 30 guys that live in our 5 current bases. Some guys looking to start new bases, Najim and also Adam and, Chris Lopez. I know Guerrero's looking to be in a base, and some other things are happening. Base 3 has like 8 guys in it, so there's like an overflow. It's a big place, but 2 of those guys could go to another base. You know what I mean? So, and then there's a lot of guys. I think most people are more or less interested in basing up. Some guys aren't, but they're probably not on my stream because I insist on it so much. So I think everybody here pretty much wants to base up in some way, or is very interested in the idea of being a guardian of a base. Base is a sanctuary, a temple, a church of this kind of process, which is an amalgamation, meaning it's a composite or a combination of many different disciplines. Some of the cornerstones, transcendental meditation, some kind of physicality, martial arts, yoga, different philosophies, Michael Singer and, Eastern philosophy, Scientology, of course, pickup, social dynamics, evolutionary psychology, all that stuff, whatever that. And then, some disclosure stuff and what do you call paranormal stuff, I'm getting looser and looser with it because everybody's really welcome. Any skills and culture, the tattoo culture, the sorcerer, black magic culture, the Chinese medicine, Western medicine, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, there's everybody's here. So, but a base is a sanctuary or a temple of this process, of this kind of living philosophy of how to get along with other alpha men. And, there's ingredients to being a man, to being an alpha man, to being in a base, getting along with other alpha men. And this process that's organic and keeps changing, but it is a working method for how to make this happen. And there's so much power in it. There's so much power in personal growth. There's so much power. Like I needed some guys to show up and I had like 6 guys show up because I live in a base. And, that's, just the beginning, because we're infants at this. We're 2 years, 3 years into this base operation. You're a year into living in a base. So many years not living in a base, that's a lot of habits. And bad habits learned take a lot longer to unlearn, relearn the right one. So being a guardian is like guarding that sanctuary. You are guarding that temple. You're guarding that process. Because it comes under ridicule, scrutiny, getting watered down, getting destroyed from the inside, cancerous, ideas and laziness and all that shit. Cancerous is like old word for me. That's from like old wrestling coach. It's not necessarily that, but it's, just the laziness, beta behavior, bitch assness. That's a better word. But we create a sort of thing. It would be like, if everybody was out there learning how to wrestle, but they all didn't have any training partners. They were just shadow wrestling, watching film, practicing. Everybody would be pretty bad. There might be 1 in 1,000 that like gets any good, like because of their ability to visualize and imagine an opponent and really study in their physical fitness and everything. But pretty much nobody would get good at wrestling, just being with themselves. But imagine there's some house somewhere that has 5 guys and they can train with each other. Then any individual one of them goes against any individual one out there, and they're going to be way more evolved at wrestling because they've actually been banging heads and scrapping and, you know, dealing with the problems that another person brings to you in a live situation. And that's what it's like in communication. The guys that live together, you know, you have this potential as an engine, as a rocket ship to really go far. But if any of the screws go loose, if any of the electromagnetic deflectors, or if any of the mechanisms inside the rocket like wiggle loose or something, then the rocket, it's bad news. And so you got to keep it tight for it to really work. But as long as it works, then you'll be able to do so much more if you can fly back and forth from Tokyo instead of having to like take a ship or walk across the land bridge or something. So you're becoming a guardian of base 3, and you know, Guardian has all these not too many stipulations actually. It's pretty much, you know, do the residency, be on the process, get your schedule down, and hopefully get accustomed to some level of streaming while you're here, so that when you go back home, you're able to follow through with that, because guys, they don't follow through with that. And you know, if they don't, then they don't really achieve the rank of Guardian. And if they get it and then they drop off, then they're still a Guardian, but it's looked down upon, and it's going to be hard for them to rank up, which is the idea. I mean, base leader, beyond that, and lieutenant, and so on. So I think part of the lifestyle of being a guardian of a base is just learning this tech, that what has made it work. For me, I would say the idea of being productive during the day, having, you know, part of the AZD process is lockdown and then time of service. When you're in service being like, okay, these are production hours. What am I producing? What are my stats? You got to have stats, you know? And so we were talking today, like, what, and you were asking like, what, okay, so here, like one example would be like, okay, you're going to start a stream because you're going to be streaming 5 times a week. Maybe you should make a flyer, you know, Tomahawk's Corner, or whatever the fuck you call it. The flyer will change,
Yeah.
but you or get someone else to do it. But that's like a thing to do. That's building your life outside of union work.
Mhm.
You know, because right now you're doing the double life thing, which is fine. Go to the top, but you still want to be developing this too, and you know,
Most important.
yeah. So production, those are thinking business wise. What are you going to do? You're going to be a trainer. Are you going to be? Oh, you're going to be a professional Muay Thai fighter, or you're going to get some fights. So. You know, how to work that into your production. I mean, be thinking about that. Like, I don't know, who are you studying? Or if you're not going to do it professionally, it's difficult. You just got to make it make sense. Like, is it production? Is it part of the lifestyle? Is this like what I should be doing in my lockdown time? I mean, you are kind of here on vacation because the nature of your life is you have union work. So it's like, or, you know, just basically a job that like you go to report for hours. So the schedule is kind of made for you. So you should definitely have a schedule. Every day you're here, you should have a schedule. The schedule should be filled. There should not be time that you don't have something to do. Even if that something is watching Muay Thai film for an hour, and then you do that. And that's fine, because you're kind of on like a vacation here, so to speak, because you have a job that nothing you're going to do here is probably going to make you money unless you really go at it as an entrepreneur starting now. Like you could easily start a personal training something now and message 30 people a day, and by the end of your visit here, you'd have some clients. But if that's not what you're going for, then you just got to figure out like, what is production for my life? There's my process in the morning. Okay, so shower, meditate, reading, journaling, watching something, whatever. There's a curtains up. So that's a defined time that you're done with lockdown, and now you're in service doing something. And, you know, if you're here on vacation, this is my lifestyle. So I'm trying to like imagine yours. So if I was like, even when I visited my parents, I mean, I was obviously like I'm always on business. That's why I'm captain. Like I don't have days off. We go to Vegas for the Vegas camp. I got business. I got a schedule. I may not get as much done because I only have 1 hour here, 1 hour here, but every hour is scheduled. You know, if we went to base 3 every hour, there's, you know, so I got to produce. But I report to AZD, like I got to have stats every day. So, or at least some check-in about there's no stats. And that's, you know, maybe I see the thing is I don't think that's that high level. That's why I just don't, I'm astounded that that's the highest level we're at in IMC is what I just said. Cause I still feel like a student. And so I'm trying to figure, okay, so I'm transferring to lieutenants, Kusei, base leaders, and guardians. How to be a level above everybody else. That's already super dedicated in IMC. And now everybody's getting a little benefit here, could being on open stream, and hopefully, you know, you're learning something here. I know there's some people on Instagram. Does that bring up any questions or feedback? I could just kind of keep going, but I don't want to just one way flow. You feeling better?
A little bit, yeah.
Good.
I gotta get a schedule.
Yes,
I gotta work on my schedule.
Gotta have a
I
schedule.
gotta see what's up. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, it's good that you brought that because now I'm really gonna try to think or try to figure something out or see what's up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like not like think like where I'm gonna get ahead type of thing, but just well,
Why not?
That's why not? So
Get ahead.
Get ahead. I already had one on the week. But yeah, but it's makes sense. It makes sense. You know?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I want each guardian to be better than the last.
Mm.
And so I learned from where I lacked transferring this knowledge to previous guardians. And I see, like, recently I kind of blew up at all the officers and I canceled all the officer meetings. And then AZD gave a lecture about something, this or that. And then I was like, okay, optional officers meetings. And since then, there's only 2 or 3 officers that show up. And all of the officers don't show up for optional meetings. And that's fine. That's why I made it optional. Because I was getting frustrated, like kind of pushing everybody to be ambitious. It's ridiculous. Just like I just said, like what I just described is you got to be productive. I'm like, that's the highest level we're at. That's what Captain is saying. You got to be productive during the day. Jesus Christ. I want some rocket science or something from the captain. This is basic, but I do it. That's where I'm at. Also, I got to stay productive. I got to remind myself, but that's what it takes to break away. You know, like the Nazis broke away from planet Earth and they took anti-gravity and they do breakaway civilization. We got to break away from the civilization, not like Nazis. It's a terrible comparison, but we got to break away, and break away means you got to produce something off the line of normalcy, produce something off of that trajectory you were going on. Production. And that, you know, the schedule, because if it's new and unfamiliar, you're just going to wander.
Yeah.
And what AZD calls drifting. Cool. Anything from the audience on any of that? How was that? Everybody getting it? Nobody got anything to say? Man.
Yeah, I think for me it's a refresher of like what I should be doing.
Guardian Donna Roma. This is also base 3 Guardian. I think, are you official yet or no?
I don't know how. That's actually I was thinking. I was gonna ask you about it, but I just, you know, I'm moving forward with my stats. What's up?
Yeah, 4 weeks in a row, 5 streams a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I hit that. All
right. Well, that would be very fortunate. The new camp is starting, and so I'll check with Miracle. Prophet knows, he keeps the stats for us. So, cool. Yeah. So you're saying refresher. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a refresher to, you know, to up my standards as a guardian, because obviously going 5 times live a week, you know, that's just the bare minimum. You know, well, what is the next level of those stats? Am I pulling in new people that are outside of IMC, which I you know, I've managed to get like two new followers. You know, they're just commenting me. There's this DJ in at Biggs that, you know, base 3 goes every weekend, that I befriended, which is the reason why I'm pulling the live videos of me DJing, because I befriended him, and you know, he resonates with a lot of the philosophy that I'm saying in my videos. So that, you know, that was like a win for me, like a personal stat win for me. I was like, man, you know, some people are getting it, the recording. So, you know, that's a little personal win for me. But you know, what's next besides that, right? And yeah, like what we were saying, you know, with the whole analogy of like having a sparring partner with wrestling, I can relate that with me and Drewski going to multi a lot, right? I'm getting better as I notice him getting better with his kicks. They're getting harder. I'm getting a shit ton of bruises. We're both leveling up at the same time. And that translates even here with our relationship, because I know we've had our differences, our little disagreements and stuff like that while living at a base. But now we've been able to form a good relationship between me and him, and it's only going to get better. So yeah,
the way you're talking now, not only is it so improved over 2-3 months ago, 1 month ago, it's very charming. Like, you're going to make a lot of women really, really lucky, because not only just the things you just talked about, like resolving conflict and whatever, but the finesse that you said it with. I mean, that's what resolves conflicts with girls, is just being finessed and knowing that it can solve. So that's great. That's a lady.
Yeah, that's all part of going live 5 times a week. It just refines and it fixes the communication line that I had before, prior to not going live, and I've just seen the results.
Yeah, really nurturing your audience. Like, that's Guerrero does really good at that. He's like gets people to sign up for camp because he's always talking about how great camp is. Mm-hmm. Versus, I encourage people, get an affiliate link so that you can, you at least have that, and there's a stat there and a little bit of money. It doesn't make much, but you make some, and you could take it away. Like, Sultan's really going for it to like make a full-time income with it. But you don't have to do that. But that's it's a tough mission out there to like. It's just be about it. Be so about it. Have an IMC TV show. Make some shorts or some clips of your shows, of your streams. Make a YouTube maybe where you distribute your recordings. Yes, invite new people in, and just really be about it. And you'll have stuff to talk about because you're involved in so many things. Base 3, the clothing line, your new adventures with your process. I will say, just as a little tangent, because I don't know when to say it really, so I'll just say it now. So hopefully it's not offensive. Prepare yourself for offense. Warning. That's where Drewski takes a hit of his vape. So okay, this is offense. Offense coming. All right.
Come to mind.
This is for all my Spanish speakers out there, because I hear this difficulty and I don't want you to have that. And I think you know what I'm about to say.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Yeah.
There's 2 words that you're trying to say, and you're not saying either of them right, because one has a silent G in it, and that's resign. To resign, like at a job, or to resign to my cell at night when I lock down, to withdraw, go back, resign. That has a silent G in it. And then there's resonate, which is like when sounds resonate, or vibrations resonate. There's no G in that word. It's 2 N's, resonate. Resonate. There's no G. Resonate.
And I was saying resic with the G right at the end. Okay, got it.
Which is like resignation. So that would be, the word would be resignation. So he put in his resignation to quit the job. That's to resign.
I see.
When you say resign, it's a silent G. When you make the longer word, you hear it, resignation. But resonate, like vibration, has no G. Resonate.
Okay, got it.
There.
I'm totally offended right now, bro.
Yeah, sometimes I'm offensive. I really softened it though. Before I would have been like, hey, just so you know, dumbass. It's really, no, I would have never said that. No. I'm sure I say retarded things all the time. I probably correct people so much about it because I think I was corrected a lot for saying weird. Remember the first time I said the word dildo in front of my dad, but I thought I was saying the word dodo, but I thought I was getting creative with it. I didn't know dildo was like a word. Like, I guess I must have heard it somewhere, but I didn't know. I don't know where I heard it, or it just sounded cool. It was cooler than dodo. Dodo was already a cool word, but not that cool. Dildo was like dodo, but with ill instead of
see.
You get it? Okay. That's the most I've ever said dildo in 1 minute. Right. So is there anything? So yeah, schedule. I think that's the next thing. And I'll share a schedule with you also tonight. I didn't do it today because you weren't here. Pyro, when do you come? Tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Be there at 9:35. I land.
Dang. Director Master Pyro from Base 5. Phoenix going to be here. So we'll have Base 3 in the hizzy, Base 5 in the house. and base 1 is always here. But half of base 1 is not here. They're down south. Well, not half, 1/4. Half of base 1's Guardians are away, guarding base 1 from a distance, remotely, with his mind. All right, let's see. Is there anything else to say? Any other questions, comments, feedback?
Right now,
Anything to
none
say?
of that.
No? Everybody silent?
It's
Yeah, good.
good, bro.
All right, cool. Cool. All right, I'll finish up here then. Let's see. Anything else? Anybody online? Fishing for comments before I hand it over to Sultan. Any feedback from, huh? Yeah.
I had a question.
That word, fishing with a PH. Yeah, what's up?
I have a question for Tomahawk.
Oh man, nobody wants to talk to Yogi. Hammerhack.
Tomahawk.
Yes.
I know it's pretty recent, but I wanted to know what you have learned or what have you gained from your private moment.
My private moment, bro.
Hold on. I ended the live, so the song started playing.
Damn, my private moment, bro. I guess the perspective of everyone, bro. Like the way they seen my private moment, or what they thought, what they felt, was really, really dope. And it was all like, I mean, I can't think of what everyone said, but it was pretty much on point what I would see myself in my private moment. I don't think you saw it, but yeah, it's pretty much what I do in my morning process with what I also do before heading to multi, or how I visualize myself as I'm doing multi, you know. Also, I mean, I was excited, but also I seen how there's tension as well, you know, because you have people seeing you. But as I was doing it, I just felt more relaxed. It's the same thing as when I go to multis. I get sometimes a little nervous or something, and then I warm up and I'm onto the movement. But yeah, bro, it was really good. It was really good. I really felt good doing the private moment. I've never thought I was gonna do one, honestly. Like I was like, no, I don't think I'll do one, but I did, you know. And it feels really good that everyone saw that side of me and what I do on my private, you know, with myself, you know. So that's what I do, bro. Like, it's very simple. At times I add other stuff, you know, like dancing and stuff, but it was really dope for them to give me their feedback on what I do. That's me, bro. So yeah, that's what I gained from it. And keep getting better at it, you know, get more keep being me, you know. Any more questions? Anybody has questions?
Dang, Drewski's running things.
Before
Yeah, it's Powerhouse. Yeah, and this question is for Tomahawk. Brother, well, from being there, I don't know if it's gonna be 5 days or the full week. What are you looking to? Do you have an expectation? And what are you looking to gain most out of your experience there?
I would say this, bro, the live streaming, get comfortable, find, you know, see how, obviously, how Yogi Chris does his podcast, how he uses certain words, how just pretty much the whole, all that, bro. Because that is the ultimate goal for me. I do want to go on Instagram and show my evolution and show what I apply and what I've done to better myself, honestly. Yeah, that will be what the ultimate goal for me, bro. And you know, more there's gonna be more to it. You know, the way the base one moves, what they do, the way they communicate. But yeah, most likely is gonna be the live streaming, bro, and see what else I could gain. Honestly, see my blind spots, you know. You and Chris will for sure see that. He already mentioned some, like today, he got me off guard. But yeah, that will be to answer your question, that's what I.
Well, it's because if you were at the gym,
Mhm.
let's say you had a private gym at your house and somebody came over and they weren't, you would notice if they weren't lifting. You'd notice if they weren't working out.
Yeah.
If they were just sitting around doing everything but working out, you know, or perhaps you saw them work out for an hour or two, meaning you were on the AZD process, and then there was so many pieces of equipment they weren't using that were like there, but they maybe didn't know how to use. They were just limited to just a few pieces. It's like, here, this is whole other equipment. There's also like a bookshelf, you know, that could be part of your production. Like, I don't know, flip through 10 books a day or something. See what AZD's got. That's his library. Or these DVDs or something.
Which I actually did get a book. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, there's probably a ton
like
of knowledge.
those.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You're not gonna be able to read everything,
Yeah.
you know, but get an awareness, map out what he has mapped out. Look through all his DVDs, map out, maybe organize it for us. That's production,
Mm.
you know, do something for the base.
I was like, I don't want to touch anything that I don't want to, you know, if that was the case, then, you know, now that you mention it, you know,
Okay.
but I don't want to touch things that are not mine, you know.
Yeah,
or put my hands where.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I would recommend, because we got to get rid of these boxes. So even if you just stack up the movies like along the wall,
Oh, okay.
organize it
Why
some
not?
way, so we
Maybe you
can,
can put them in that black bin.
or in that black bin. I don't know that black. Yeah, I guess, or maybe shop online, Amazon for like a DVD rack.
Or maybe.
Yeah, if you shop for a DVD rack, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Just find us a DVD rack.
Mm.
I mean, how do you think that curtain got there? I said Guardians, get a fucking curtain rod, because I didn't say fucking. I tried to make myself cooler than I was there. I said Guardians, get a curtain rod, because AZ was like, we got to get a curtain rod. How'd that curtain rod get there? I was like, Guardians, get a curtain rod, get a curtain,
And
like, so
nobody
they
got
shop.
one?
Huh?
Nobody got one. Then Arash was like, hey, when are we getting a curtain rod? And I was like, oh.
He said it a
fuck.
bunch of times.
Yeah.
Because I kept saying it too. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, kind of like that flyer.
I hate doing that shit. I hate fucking curtains and stuff.
I know. That's why I was the guy that regrew the lawn. I was the guy that had the chickens. I was the guy that did everything. But then the rank of Guardian came into being. And, you know, I learned better how to lead. I'm still learning how to lead. Like, me dispersing the officers meeting was my lack of leadership of the officers. It's not really their fault, you know, but so be it. That's what it is. Nobody else is doing it.
Okay. No, now that you're saying that, there were a few things that were coming to my mind as I go to the kitchen, or like trash. How do you guys work that? Like,
Every morning.
Every morning you guys.
I get on these guys about that too. That'd be great. I mean, if you're living here, I don't know if Pyro's still on. I think he left. This is too boring for Master Pyro. He needs more video effects. I'm just fucking with him, but he's not here. So, yeah, I mean, it would be nice if you can, you know, lived here, took out the trash, you know.
Okay. And then I also seen like you guys, I see some tubes on the restroom. Were you gonna do something in the restroom, or were you gonna
Tubes?
So, you
tubes?
talking about the thing for the towel rack?
Yeah, you guys were
You're
gonna.
showing me?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you know how to do that, you know how to do that.
Most likely, yeah.
That'd be dope if you could do that. See,
I mean, I'm base 3.
I mean, I'll show you because it was
So-
where I got that tall rack, the metal thing that holds all these things over the
Okay.
toilet. So that's where the towel tube was, the towel thing.
Okay.
And so I'd unscrewed it, and it's on the kitchen counter, the sink in there.
Okay. Yeah, I seen that.
And so I don't have the power drill. The only tools I have, I don't even have a hammer. I use a hatchet, or a tomahawk, some might call it.
Okay.
And so, I mean, we decided next to on the right wall, when you go in, just that right wall, that's where the towel rack will go.
Okay.
And so, yeah, if you could put it up,
Okay.
all the screws and parts are right there.
Okay.
Dang, that would be so cool.
Okay.
Because I'm a little uncertain about it, because I'm just gonna basically screw it into the sheetrock. I mean, if there's a stud there, I guess I could try to find. I have a stud finder in the bag. I just don't have a drill.
You're gonna need a drill. Just
Take some
get more
elbow grease.
power. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
just.
You got to really turn it.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's what I did with the bike racks in the garage. I found a stud, but I had to, use my arm strength,
Okay.
which risks stripping the screw. Really, is the only problem. It's not that I'm not strong enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's true. Okay. All right.
that's where that's at. Okay,
Yeah, I
Mission
need some stuff to my
Valencia.
schedule already.
Yeah, I mean, shit, that'll take 10 minutes.
Yeah, it'll take something, but I won't go. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, I
But
mean,
now that
that's
you mentioned
sweet.
some things,
Yeah.
bro, like I don't.
A lot of times when I do
something,
something, like if I sweep the porch or something, I text the group, I just swept the porch, just to like get some credit for it.
okay.
Somebody washes the oven or something, like
I was out. Well, Okay. I know. I'm already.
Yeah, we're not looking for a house cleaner.
I know,
but-
but I'm saying, like, how you guys work with that?
Yeah.
Like, how do you guys do this? So just so I could
Sure.
not just leave it as it is.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Because it doesn't feel like right. Like just okay, it's dirty. Just leave it like that. Do you guys clean this? So I could just also bring that awareness to me. So just so it could be cleaned up or whatever. It is.
Yeah, I like to make things better when I'm done with them.
Okay.
And if everybody had that attitude, we'd never need a house cleaner. But we do sometimes get a house cleaner. Usually Oracle buys it. I send him half, but he insists.
Cool. All right.
PH, you have your hand up again?
Yes, again.
Our house, party house.
This question is for the captain.
I couldn't
Captain,
hear AZD, what'd you say, AZD?
I said you should always arrive with a party rock theme song. Remember Party Rock? Remember that song, Party Rock? It was real famous.
what
Oh, yeah.
LMFAO?
Yeah.
LMFAO. That's the song when you come in.
Oh yeah. Hey, man, you guys, that's telepathy right there. That's exactly what I was thinking for my next private moment.
Dope.
Captain, a few moments ago, you mentioned that you're still learning how to lead better.
Of course.
What is one of the biggest realizations that has helped you, supported you in leveling up in your leadership role?
I don't know that I've leveled up in it.
I would say you have. I think everyone would agree, but I can't speak for everyone.
I think I've leveled up in my character, communication skills, my own life, my own business and everything I do. So I'm leveling up in myself as an individual. And so any leveling up in my leadership has been a result of just leveling up as a personal character. And then all the details of have been just kind of stepwise, like differences in what I'm doing, like focusing more on Sultan instead of a whole sales group, or there's more phone calls in the transfer of responsibility and my own leveling up. There's more done on the phone with some of the higher level people. Yes, and I've seen more of a focus on the upper echelon people. The guys that live in bases had more interest in interacting with them, and I've given them more time. And that's been a clear distinction for me. So kind of for so long I was building everything and everybody from the bottom up. AZD attracts the audience, and then I would come in and get them on Dragon's Lair or whatever the program was and just build them up from scratch. And now transferring so that other guys can have more of that focus, and I can focus because there's enough people that there's this difference. It's holding back the top guys, or it's not allowing, it's not there, they could grow more, they can handle more. I don't know. Somehow I see an analogy to a garden or a plant or something. Some plants you can't overwater, they'll die if you give them too much water, but some plants, they'll just grow more. If there's enough sunlight, enough wind, enough soil, you give them more water, they'll just grow more. They're kind of limited by that. And it's a limiting variable. Same thing with anything can be a limiting variable. Some things you give them too much sun, it dies. Some things you give it more sun, it'll just keep growing as long as it has enough water and soil and everything, and it's not too hot. So, if you put all the plants in the same garden, you're not going to get the optimal out of each one. But if you have some garden that's on the shady side of the house and it only gets sun for 4 hours, and then this other garden that gets direct sun the whole day, then you put your sun tolerant plants over there and the other ones over there. And so I see, I'm seeing more of that separation with the IMC, the people that need more sunshine or can use more sun, can make more use of it and grow more plant mass and grow more fruit. Yeah, I keep telling these guys too. I'm just not going to make the flyer, and I'm good with the one camp. But when I told them when they want to make money and teach, have the flyer made.
That's good. It'll happen when it happens, but that's what's needed now.
For sure. And Dragons or Midday Gospel's the highest, is at 261 last I saw. I think I told you that.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
260, I remember.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get it. Keep going. Okay, so that's all. Thank you, Powerhouse. If there's anything else on that. For a tower rack, you won't need a stud finder, Damian C says. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. The one I really brought the one that I unscrewed, how I unscrewed it, it had I forget what you call those, but like the plastic that the screw goes in.
Yeah.
So it had made the whole way fatter to fit. So that's
While everyone is on, let me show you guys something. Remember that girl that's trying to sell me something? Seems like it?
Yeah.
So she sends me pictures and goes, the lunch program was full of delicious food and we're enjoying a good time with the company staff. It's basically like a company picture, right? People, I go, oh, nice. Where are you in the pics? Right? Today, my job is to become a cameraman. Laugh out loud. By the way, my aunt is very nice to the staff and throws monthly birthday parties, whatever, all this bullshit again. I said, she sounds like a smart woman. Take a picture of you there and send it to me. I came out of yoga. She says, did you miss me? Smiley face. Truly, she's an amazing woman. Again, tells me how great her aunt is. I said, I just answered. Do I miss you? Laugh out loud. Kinda, I guess. Hand heart. She just wrote, I can make phone calls for longing relief. Smiley face. I don't understand what that means. So I said, if you like, I have a few minutes right now before I teach. I'm going to send it. If she calls me, it's going to come out and have the conversation here suddenly, okay? See where this goes.
yeah.
It's kind of weird that she said that. Right? What the fuck?
Yeah, it sounds like she's about to charge you.
Charge me for longing relief phone call?
Yeah, for your longing, to relieve your longing.
Not if she's watching my Instagram. I don't look like any relief from any woman.
Man, I don't know. I still think it's a guy.
See where this thing goes, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. Everybody, you've heard me long enough. Here is base 1 Guardian Sultan. To lay it down for you. Had a girl here last night while we had 15 dudes handling all kinds of objections. Here he is. I take bets. All right. Yeah.
Bets?
Yeah, Oracle wants to bet on if it's a guy or a girl or how it goes.
Oh,
We're gonna have 2-to-1 odds with a 3-5 split back end.
back end. Yep.
Back end.
Hell yeah. That's a good.
Oracle likes to bet on the back end.
Damn.
Connected.
Shit. I'll be the house. Oracle says.
Yeah.
He said parlays.
Parlays.
Is
Sure.
that gambling lingo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget what it is.
Parlays. Parfaits. Yogurt parfait. Sounds good right now. Okay, I'm gonna play a song and then we'll start here. Damn, sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. Oracle says. Oracle says I don't know what I'm saying. I asked Oracle what he was saying. He says I don't know what I'm saying. This is live on YouTube.
Oh, you want to end that?
Yeah. Do I just?
End the stream from the Zoom.
So I said stop recording.
No, not stop
Oh.
recording.
Oh, live on